What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Johnny Depp rumors going around the internet. Now, this started weeks ago. That's kind of like the beginning of this tale for those that are not caught up to the ending of the saga that we're now in. This started weeks and weeks and weeks ago of this $301 million offer. Now, I saw that back when it first came out, and I thought I'm not gonna cover it simply because there's zero, and I mean actually it would be maybe even a negative percent, 0% chance that it would happen. For the simple, like, if anybody knows anything about how movies are budgeted or any actor or actress's salary on the face of the earth, you would know that 300 million and 301 obviously being like a riff off of the 300 million and 1 million alpacas. That's where 301 comes from, and also it's just literally impossible that you could pay somebody $301 million. His salary normally for these Pirates movies is somewhere between like 20 and 25 million, and then like some sort of back end pay. That's it. It's not 100 million, it's not 80 million, it's not going to be 300 million. So that's why I guess I didn't want to talk about it originally. Now, the thing is, it's kind of spun out, and now literally today, for some reason, today was like the catalyst. Today, every site, it seems like, is reporting on this. Now, does that mean anything? Well, I don't think the 301 million thing is real, but the fact that so many sites are covering it is exciting. So this gives me another reason, in my opinion, a shameful reason, to bring back up this topic that we've talked about obviously before, and I still feel good. Like, even though obviously the trial ended weeks ago, and there's been no apology, there's been nothing that's happened, I still feel extremely good about not just his chances of coming back in Hollywood, but specifically Pirates 4. And for the new viewers, if you guys are new and have never watched another one of my videos, the simple reason that I've always said is they literally cannot move forward with Pirates anymore without him. It's impossible. Now, you can eventually, and I've been very outspoken about that. I think it's very possible to do a Margot Robbie movie, to do a spinoff, to do a Disney Plus show. All those things I actually want, and I think they missed their opportunity years ago to really start to, really around 2011, but there was no Disney Plus, would have been a really good time to start to expand the universe of Pirates, because you really can do so much stuff with it that they just never did. It's not too late, but it needs, in my opinion, his return in order to do it. I don't think you're going to be able to spin off a franchise. Well, it is a franchise, but I don't think you're going to be able to spin off and make it a bigger expanded universe without him coming back to say goodbye. And ultimately, like, you could definitely still argue they've missed their timing, right? Because, like, they want to start an expanded universe for Pirates while saying goodbye to its leading character, right? So that would be like wanting to start the Avengers or wanting to start doing other Marvel movies after you did like Iron Man 1, and you said, well, that's the end of, like, he's never going to come back. I know obviously like Pirates has had more movies, but it's a loose, I still think it may not work. Very likely that it doesn't work, simply because like you got it at the end of its I guess like people with their eyes on it. You got it at the end of him, so can you have him come back to help other series? I mean, maybe not, right? And that's my main reason for my hope that he will return. Obviously, and I've said it before, like, the day they announce it, if they ever do announce it, is the day that I'm one of the happiest people on the face of it. I mean, I'm generally a happy person, like normally if like an indie game comes out, I get pretty excited, just waking up every day. There's a slight excitement in what I do and stuff. But no, I mean, if he were to get announced, I'd freak out. I mean, it would be absolutely incredible. And so again, well, I don't believe these, and that's why I never wanted to cover it. It's still why even now, it's not so much about the 301 million right now as it is everybody. You type in right now on Google, just type in Johnny Depp, and there's like, so there's, I mean, just in like the big opening of Google, it shows you like those like kind of 6 articles, and they put them in like a really nice little arrangement right there, and every single one is talking about this 301 million. It's just news story after news story, and it must be a slow news day because like it happened weeks ago. Literally, I think it happened the weekend after the trial, so like the 4th or 5th or 6th of June. I mean, we're like 3 weeks removed, basically, from. So it's been so long since the first time that we heard that. I don't know why all of a sudden people are writing about it literally 3 weeks later. Again, maybe a slow news day. But I think the bigger thing is that there is that reporting. Because ultimately, I mean, you have eyes on it. You have people talking about it, and whether or not people know enough or care, or like in terms of like, do you believe the 301 million? I'm sure there's plenty of people that believe that 301 million is a real number. Now, again, like if you look at like any sort of like production budget for a movie, you'll immediately, actually, you should know, oh, that's not going to happen. Without a doubt. But if you don't do that stuff, which many normal people that just go out to see movies, come back home, go see another movie in like a couple weeks or a couple months later, they don't care what the budget is. They don't care what the movie makes at the box office. So some people are going to get like fooled. And I don't like fooled not as in like people are dumb. Fooled as in like they're just going to see the number. If they're online, I guess that's another thing. With the people that don't care about box office or don't know production budgets, would they also be online seeing this 301 million? I don't know. But again, the bigger picture to me is that it's getting so much coverage. And I think that eyes on it is probably a good thing. And while and I will say this, if and when he returns, he should get paid more than he's ever gotten paid before. I believe that. Now, will he? No. I've always thought like the lowest thing Disney could do is come in and kind of like lowball him and say, look, we're sorry, we didn't mean it. Like literally like that. Like they don't care. They don't mean the apology. We're sorry, we didn't mean it. Jerry was always on your side, but we never really cared. And we want you back because, like, if we didn't have you back, we can't do Pirates anymore, so we're going to lose money there. And we're still using you everywhere else, so that's kind of rude of us. But here's what we want to do. I don't think you're worth $22.5 million anymore because you haven't starred in movies in a long time. You were kind of like up and down towards the end of your career before all this stuff happened. So we're going to offer you like 15 or 10 million instead of your normal 22.5. I could really, worst case scenario, I can honestly see Disney doing that. We want you back. We'll make it. But you won't have like writing rights of the movie, like creative freedom. Obviously, you can rewrite, your lines like you always do, but you're not going to help write the movie like we wanted you to 5 years ago. And we're going to try to lowball you like $10 million less than what we were going to pay you because, well, we could save that money and we don't really think you need it or deserve it because of your up and down history lately. I could see that happening. But at the same time, like I could see them thinking that, but you don't get him back, I think, by doing that. I mean, again, imagine how disrespectful that would be. Already, there's still no apology, right? Imagine how disrespectful that would be to him. So if they really want him back, I think you gotta, and as we've said, if they really want him back, I think you have to elevate him to the exact point that you had him, at least the exact point you had him 5 years ago. He gets to look over the script before it moves into like production, right? He gets to look at the script, make some rewrites if he wants to. So somewhat part of that creative team. He gets the money that they were like loosely talking about 5 years ago. That's the money. They don't lowball. Maybe it's even more. But again, I don't know if that would actually happen. You get that money and then we move on from there. That's, I think, at the least what they're going to, and an apology. I'm sure somebody's going to have to apologize behind the scenes. If they don't want to do it publicly on Twitter, which it doesn't seem like they will, then do it privately to him. And have him on Instagram say, hey, Disney and I made up. I mean, that needs to happen, right? There needs to be some sort of acknowledgement that they apologized and he accepted that apology. And that I guess how we find out about that needs to come from him, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turn on. If you want to follow me or support us anywhere else, all my social media, our Patreon, our Twitter, all that stuff is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.